You know, between 2017 and 2019, Divya, you were a political celebrity. You know that, right? Apart from being a film star, you were a political celebrity. Everyone was talking about you. You know, I was in the newsroom, and I remember that as well. All of your everyone knows that you were the one who crafted that entire social media manner of the Congress Party. In many ways, sort of raised it from the dead, as it were. And then there was that very abrupt end to that. You know, there was a spring in its step, there was a great deal of aggression, and then suddenly you just unplugged. For health grounds, and I'm glad to, glad to see you doing well and back in it. But as you rightly said, it left room for a lot of rumors. And when I say rumors, I mean there was a large section that believed it was you who were frustrated with the Congress party, that, you know, there were people working against you within the party. There were people who were perhaps jealous of the access that you had with Rahul Gandhi and others. Was there an element of that as well, that you were burnt out by the work? Because you left before the election, not after the election.
Right, but I stayed through the elections, and then I put in my papers much before.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that happens, right? Because the political party, the structure itself is that, you know, it's survival of the fittest, right? So everyone is trying to jostle for your space, for your position, and things like that. And they're very limited positions. So everybody's trying to, you know, take away what you have. And that, of course, I dealt with on a daily basis. And also that, you know, actresses and women are not necessarily taken seriously. So any suggestions and everything you put forward is just seen like, oh, okay, fine, you know, whatever. So I think what helped was my work spoke for itself. So I think people did take me seriously, so I didn't face much resistance there. But I don't think I took that to heart. But yes, work was being made difficult. But then I think that's something you sort of work through, you know, you learn to sort of maneuver your way and get stuff done.
Because you know, Rahul Gandhi had practically handpicked you for that role. Right. And he clearly saw something right, because what you brought to the table as far as the social media role was concerned was there for everyone to see. Are you saying that despite the fact that you know, Rahul Gandhi's proverbial hand was, you know, behind you or on your head, there were still people who were trying to pull you down, you know, interrupt your work?
All the more, right?
Yeah.
The minute they see that there's someone who has that proximity to him, or who's able to sort of influence things, there will be, you know, more people who'd want to bring you down. Yeah, and I think I wish I didn't have that, you know, and then things would have probably been easier. Nobody would have taken me seriously and just say, acha chalo, you know, she's just doing something. But yeah. But, you know, I must thank him, because when he asked me to do social media, I was like, really, like me? And he's like, no, I'm sure you can do it, and I know you will do it. So actually, he had more faith in me than I had. And some of the, you know, most viral things that we did were all ideas that he gave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after you unplugged, at the time when you decided to get out of politics and take this break, you know, did all these things that were happening within the Congress add to your mental strain, your emotional state? The reason why you decided your health comes first, the fact that you were working too hard and being you know, sort of interrupted at every step?
I don't think it was the Congress as such. The BJP is equally very hardworking, right? So they really made me run.
Yeah.
Like, we had a lot of work to do. It was very stressful. You know, there was so much misinformation out there, and there were like all these things, you know, being said online. I literally ran it like a news corporation, and you know, it was like 24/7. We didn't know when the BJP would tweet something or some incident would happen, and you have to be there. You can't let the ball drop. So I think that and I'm not used to that life, right? Like, being an actress, you shoot 9 to 6, sometimes weekend you don't shoot. You have someone to hold your umbrella, you have someone to put your shoes on for you, and here you're literally doing everything yourself. So I enjoyed it, no complaints whatsoever. But yeah, I think whatever happened on its own. I don't think it's got to do so much with the job that I was doing.
Because you've been a Lok Sabha MP, you're not a. It's not like you were, randomly parachuted into the social media role. You've been an elected representative briefly in the Lok Sabha, and so you know what political life is like. Are you looking forward to a bigger role now? Are you seeing this as a first step towards a larger political role?
I think it really depends on one's capabilities and what you're able to do for the party. So I feel like if they think that I can win them a seat, then maybe electoral politics. If you think that I'm someone who's better at strategy or doing something, with the party communication or even like in charge of a state, I'm okay, really. I'm okay with anything.
Because just before you entered the social media space of the Congress, Divya, and you know this perhaps better than anyone, it was a pretty sleepy kind of operation, mild-mannered and not edgy, that the word which we love using. And you brought that kind of spunk and edge to the Congress's messaging, especially on social media. Do you see that as your legacy? Because after that, that has been what the Congress's social media's tone and tenor has been. If you look at it now, it is like super edgy, very, very aggressive, on the button as far as every single topic is concerned. That's something that you brought in first. So do you still look at it and say, this is what I gave birth to and it's still going strong?
I'm really happy, and also because, a lot of the team that we put in together is still there, and they're still sort of taking this forward. So I'm still in touch with them. I chat with them, and yeah, they're still there. I think they're doing a really good job.